is one of over thousands and thousands of benches over thousands and thousands of years. Some built by nature, benches fallen logs or ledges of slate, or edges straight from manufacturers of all kinds of benches where people come to convene, cuddle, remember, forget, settle, resist, rest, and reset. This bench is on the eastern seaboard of the United States of America, in New York City to be exact. It is one where people walk past over and over, day after day, always hear, "Rawr, rawr, rawr," until one day, today, October 20th, 2020, July 16th, 1987. The sounds tune into words and they flow together in a beautiful, vibrant, vulgar poetry. That's right, we are no longer in 2020. It is Tuesday, July 16th, 1987. Now, every year has moments that define it. In 1967, Aretha Franklin recorded and released the song Respect. Members of the Black Panther Party, armed with a small arsenal of weapons, enter the California state capitol, protesting a bill that restricts the carrying of firearms in public, open carry 50 years ago. Thurgood Marshall is confirmed as the first African-American justice of the US Supreme Court. The inaugural season of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood goes into production, and Jimi Hendrix foreshadows the heat generated by the summer of love by lighting his guitar on fire at the Monterey Pop Festival. Jimmy also used to play in James Brown's band. In 1977, the world's first computer, the Commodore PET, is unveiled. Gary Gilmore faces an all-volunteer firing squad and is the first person executed after the reintroduction of the death penalty. His last words, "Let's do it," later inspired an ad executive at Nike to come up with their juggernaut catchphrase, "Just do it." And Jimmy Carter succeeds Gerald Ford as the 39th president of the United States, and he immediately pardons all Vietnam War draft evaders. In 1987, the year we're in now, a gallon of gas costs 85 cents. Prozac, The Simpsons, and Fox Broadcasting all make their debut. New York City subway gunman Bernhard Goetz is acquitted of all charges except one after shooting 4 Black youth. Mike Tyson and Alan Greenspan are champion and chairman. Artist Keith Haring's infamous Crack is Whack murals on 128th Street in Harlem is put under protection of the City Department of Parks, and the myth that a sneeze, a cough, a handshake, any ordinary interaction can lead to catching AIDS, that myth is exploding. Northwest Airlines refuses to sell a ticket to a passenger who has HIV. A school board in Arcadia, Florida refuses to allow 3 brothers infected with the viruses, ages 8, 9, and 10, to enter their elementary school classroom. And Senator Jesse Helms, along with the TV evangelist Pat Robertson, are suggesting quarantines are necessary, calling it a plague, a gay cancer. But then something wonderful happens. Pope John Paul II arrives in the US and shockingly embraces an AIDS-infected child. He meets with 100 Catholic AIDS patients, 2 of which are priests, 1 an archbishop. And in another positive statement to an uneducated and paranoid world, Princess Diana shakes hands with 9 AIDS patients to show that there is no harm and that it is safe. And finally, a New York real estate bigwig releases his first book, The Art of the Deal, helping to make him a household name. Oh, and one more small detail. There are probably some of you sitting among us in the audience, July 16th, 1987, that haven't been born yet. Waking up from the ground at the foot of an urban park bench, it's a man named Graveyard. He gets up from the pavement, stretches, sees his friend JD sitting on the bench eating something. Graveyard takes a deep breath in and he savors the smell of JD's feast. Greasy, crispy, steamy, leftover chicken. JD is enjoying every bite and making it look delicious. Graveyard takes the scene in, licks his lips, and speaks.
What's up, JD? That deep fry smells real good, brother. Looks good, too. I gotta give me a drink. That's what I think. Move my ass over to the liquor store and get me out some liquor. Then I get myself feeling much better, much quicker. What's the use of getting sober when you just love getting drunk up? Let me see. I got 2 checks coming. I got my government name check coming on Tuesday, and I got my application name check coming in on Wednesday, and I got nobody's name check coming in on Friday. Got nobody's name coming in on Friday. I got nobody's name coming in on Friday. I got a piece of paper with that nobody's name written on it. Where's that piece of paper? With nobody's name written on it here somewhere. Where's that? Oh yeah, I got a call. I got to get myself a visit down there and see my girl. Pick up some free clothes and shit. Go over there. I got that that 2-piece special. I had that 2-piece special. I had the 2-piece suit. She gave me the pants. I walk in the kitchen and there's this push brother wearing a jacket to the pants of my 2-piece suit, mother. I saw the motherfucker and I said, give me my jacket. And he said, give me my pants. And I said, it ain't your pants. I wear the pants in the suit kitchen. He said, well, you ain't gonna wear the jacket. I said, well, let your ass out that jacket so I can try it on. And he said, Graveyard, you tricky a tree frog. I know you. I let you in here with the jacket, and I'm going to have to hose you down with WD-40 to get you out. No, my brother, no. I don't need no jacket. Don't need no suit. I got the pants. I need me some deep fry. Give me a thigh, JD. Can't hear.
No.
What you mean, no? I said, give me a thigh.
No.
Well, then let me have one of them wings then.
No way, Graveyard.
Oh, I want some deep. I want some more deep fried, JD.
No more deep fry for you tonight, Graveyard. Gabby gave these leftovers to me. You have no part in this deal.
What you mean? I had no part in the deal. I was standing right behind you.
So?
So? I was giving Gabby my best and sorrowful looks. I was standing right behind you, and I was standing there with my hands hanging down low by their sides, and they was trembling. I call that the money shake. People give you more money when you do that. My mouth wide open and my teeth were just sitting there rotting right in front of Gabby's face. My eyes was all yellow and drooping. I was looking like a sad set of side effects, PPP, possible side effects, real pitiful. And that motherfucker was peeping at me like I was some old alley cat without no mama cat to care for me. And that's when he saw it fit to grab them extra pieces of deep fry for y'all, because he knew I'd be needing some too. So don't try to tell me I ain't had no part in the deal, JD. Now, give me some of that.
Graveyard! No means no. No!
Look at here, man. I want you to think back. Now, why are we all out here all heated up out here in the first place? How come we not at the shelter eating our supper? Now, I'm going to tell you why. Because you a picky-fied motherfucker who can't keep his britches down long enough not to piss in them. And I'm a stupider motherfucker for sticking up for your ass, jumping up between a feud you and Joe, ducking down from his cane, slinging around. Now, I don't know what's wrong with Joe today. It's got him picking a fight with you, seemingly out of the blue. But I do know I had your back. I was like a shining Cadillac idling in the background. Don't forget that. I was ready to knuckle up, JD. Now we both out of the shelter for a week, and you got the child. I don't care how, and I want some.
JD throws him a piece. Graveyard almost fumbles as he catches it.
Whoa, thank you.
Jerk.
You're welcome, Graveyard. The sticking with me and being my friend when everybody else treated me like a dog.
No, not you, jerk. Joe Jerk, the blood clot with the cane. Pushing up on me today in the kitchen, on the attack with his walking stick. Talking shit about Lorraine and me? Right. JD did what? JD's doing who? If I'm doing anything or anyone, it's none of that little turd's business.
Oh man, you know they just lies Joe telling about you and Lorraine. I mean, why you let that take such a bother to you, man? That's a hard sight.
Because he's lying. He's lying just to make himself feel better. He cares about Lorraine and she cares about him. Yet he's out here casting slurs and trashing her, trashing me. He trashes everyone around here. And then he takes a swing at me with his cane? Calling me a blue flicker over Lorraine. Ooh, if it was me.
Yeah, if it was you, JD.
I don't know. I would either run for it or run from it. Lorraine's pulling herself back together, and Joe's out here just tearing her apart.
Seems like a case of inner turmoil and conflict of interest to me.
What do you mean, Graveyard?
Easy, JD. I mean, sometimes you hate the thing you love the most, and sometimes that is the thing you love, but you're afraid of love, so you scared and end up hating everything.
Yeah, that, and he's got no respect.
You got respect, JD?
Sure do, Graveyard.
Good. Then respect me with another piece of that deep fry. Now, come on now. I mean, what did the salsa say to the cup? Give it up, my brother. Give it up.
Graveyard's hand is outstretched and JD passes him another piece of deep fry.
Thank you.
Whatever. I should have finished his cup and saucer rack from the rip.
No, it's a good thing you didn't finish that. Else right now you'll be up in the bookings, catching cases, waiting to eat some cold ass Jack Mac and getting the grips with some other folks instead of sitting out here eating this leftover rotisserie with me. You don't get no spread like this at Rikers Island, JD. You remember that Gabby's is okay sometimes.
Yeah, so long as you give him the right look.
I call that my money shake.
I need a cigarette. Graveyard, give me 25 cents.
Oh,
Graveyard shakes his head no.
What you mean, no? I said, give me 25 cents.
You can't get none from Gabby no more. He don't sell no Lucy's no more.
What?
Yeah, but he say he don't like it when you come around his store no more, so he ain't selling them Lucy's no more. And he ain't gonna let you return no cans and bottles too. He ain't gonna accept it.
Gabby said that, huh?
Gabby said that. He's saying when you come in and store all high and you scare off the lady customers. So no return, no deposit, no more.
Jerk. That son of a bitch.
No more. I think it's for the best, JD. I mean, he'll call the cops on you and they'll pinch you just for breathing. I mean, what they call that luxury law or vagrancy law or broken window, they'll violate you, JD.
He says that after we cleaned out all the trash from behind his store? We bleached our hands cleaning out his pails. And he won't even sell us a goddamn single fucking cigarette?
Now, at least he makes eye contact when he's talking to you.
Yeah, he looks you in the eye and then he gives you chicken. I don't need chicken, Graveyard. I eat free 7 days a week. This chicken is shit. The Christ Church on 2nd Ave serves a chicken on Sunday afternoons that puts this shit to shame. Son of a bitch got nerve. It don't matter what kind of look you give him, Graveyard. He wanted us out of the store. I need a cigarette!
JD sits behind the wheel of a heavy haul rig, Detroit diesel, Delta 32 CCR5 500 horsepower tractor trailer. JD, Jillian Davis, has been driving for 15 years as a member of the Coalition of Women Truck Drivers, has all the proper training, follows very meticulous guidelines regarding equipment maintenance, and is unquestionably road tested. She's hauling a load that is 20-ton steel beam, an enormous section of a big skyscraper. And tonight, she is drowsier than normal after driving 13 straight hours. This span of hours, not unheard of in her business, though, is over the legal limit by definition. Her rig drifts to the left of the freeway, strikes a nearby guardrail, and JD is ejected through the windshield, and her head is battered against the bridge. Hours go by. When medics arrive, she is motored by ambulance to the nearest hospital, where she remains for 5 months. When finally discharged, Jillian Davis walks forth, having survived a traumatic brain injury where she suffered cerebral scarring in the frontal lobe, where the imploding bone fragments scattered. By all appearances, JD looks normal, but due to her incident, her ability to drive is no more. She loses her truck, she loses her apartment, she loses her bearings and winds up floating from rehab to rehab facility, ends up in Mexico where the peso to dollars exchange is 2,000 to 1 and the meds are affordable. She then eventually makes her way east, where she currently holds it down in a halfway house, collects a meager disability, and lives in an almost perpetual state of opioid insomnia. JD was always a loner. Now she's always alone.
I need a cigarette.
Man, there ain't nothing in the whole world like a cigarette. Filling up your lungs with that blue smoke. It's like blue blood flowing all through your veins. You know what I mean, JD?
Yeah, I know what you mean, Graveyard.
That's a good feeling, ain't it?
Sure is. So give me the goddamn 25 cents.
No, I'm telling you, he ain't gonna get no cigarette, and Gabby ain't gonna take none of your bitch lip.
Give me the quarter, Graveyard!
I'm gonna give you the quarter. I'm gonna give you the case quarter, but you're gonna be sorry, JD. Look, getting into fights with Joe, and now you want to be aggravating and agitating out steady flow of leftovers. Well, don't come expect no sympathy from old Graveyard because you come back with a busted lip because you ain't gonna get no love from me.
Thank you.
JD exits.
Go on, Joe. Yeah, kitty, kitty, kitty. Hey, kitty, yeah, kitty. Hey, little lion. You want some deep fry? I'm all pulled up, but you can have some if you want. Come on. You want to choke to death on this bone so old Graveyard can have himself a soft pillow for his head tonight? Well, I'm going to put myself to sleep right here. Yeah, right here in the cat's shadow. He's been sitting on a windowsill, and I can hear him calling out his silent call. That's a crazy, urgent message running outside his head. He been turning that head, casting shadows all over mine, and 9 lives. Every night I say my prayers and give me thanks, throw a few Hail Marys, and push my head up in the morning, and I'm still a bum. Walking away from a century tomorrow, still be a bum. It's all right. Let me get some Cavassier and a PB&J, and I'll be A-okay.
Graveyard settles into a comfortable position on the ground and falls asleep. Joe enters, walking with a cane and a slight limp. He notices Graveyard sleeping on the ground and pokes him with the cane, then walks to a section of the bench.
Who's that?
You're muted, Galinsky. Joe?
Yeah, we can't hear you.
I can't hear you, Joe.
Graveyard, wake up, you bum. Wake up. These goddamn shoes are too tight. Jimmy got me these shoes, freed from the Salvation Army. They're too goddamn tight. Got a good shine on them, though. Yeah, look at that shine. He always gets me the shiny ones. He got me a pair of black patent leathers once. Now those had a real nice shine. Had a good fit, too. Not like these shoes. It's gonna take a while for these shoes are ready.
Joe surveys the street with a scowl and catches a glimpse of Mark out of the corner of his eyes as Marky is walking up to the bench.
Hey, Marky, what's going down?
Not much, Joe. Breeze coming out pretty good tonight, huh, Joe?
Oh yeah, it's a sweet, soft wind for a weeknight.
Who's that? Graveyard Joe?
Yeah, look at him. He's out like a campfire with a curfew. What you up to, Marky?
Just smoking my last cigarette, Joe. Then I gotta get going.
Oh, stick around, Mark. I got cigarettes. Another day in this fucking area, huh? You make it down to the Whaley kitchen today, Mark?
Nah, I couldn't make it over there today, Joe.
Where'd you go? Columbus?
Divinity.
Divinity? Ah, Christ. I told you they serve hot dogs for pot roast down there, Mark. Don't go down to Divinity no more. I told you every Tuesday, the Whaley kitchen cooks a whole goddamn turkey. Today, I had a huge plate of turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, corn on the cob, sweet potato pie, schnitzel. I walked out with a big bag of bagels.
No one said nothing?
Ah, not at the Whaley. They want you to eat down there, Mark. No shame, no blame. A week ago Tuesday, they had prosciutto. You ever have prosciutto, Mark?
Prosciutto?
Yeah, Mark, prosciutto. It's the cotton candy of meat.
Sweet, Joe.
Here you go. You want a bagel? Go on, take one. I got 17 bagels in a fucking bag right here. Go on. Take one.
Thanks, Joe.
Mark dips into the bag for a bagel and takes one out.
Don't mention it, Mark. That's the least I'll do for you.
I appreciate you, Joe.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that.
You got a big heart there, Joe.
Well, I'm friendly, but I'm not social. I think it's a good way to be.
No, I mean your heart, Joe. In the bag?
Oh, yeah. Someone gave it to me. Every day is Valentine's Day, Mark.
You got a sweetheart, Joe?
No, I ain't got a sweetheart. You got a sweetheart, Mark?
I got a couple, Joe. Just joking. I got my eyes on someone, but not really. Hey, that's a heck of a shine on them shoes, Joe. They new?
Yeah, they're new and they're too damn tight.
Aw, those are some clean shoes, Joe.
Oh, they're clean all right, Mark. They're cleaner than my underwear.
You got dirty underwear on, Joe?
Cheeks like mine, you better believe my underwear's dirty, Mark.
Oh, I do believe, Joe. Believe me, don't worry, I do. You know Lorraine?
Lorraine the Drain.
Lorraine Lester. Lorraine and me went to her place yesterday, and she got her dirty underwear lying around everywhere. She got all her clothes lying all over the place. I think it's her dirty laundry, Joe. She should give some of that stuff to the Salvation Army. She certainly don't wear any of it.
Salvation Army wouldn't take her clothes if she paid them.
Christ, Joe, she never wears nothing but the same old red dress week after week.
Stay away from her, Mark. She's been wearing that red dress for years.
She just don't change her clothes. She don't know no better.
She knows better, Mark. She don't change her clothes because she don't want no creeps and she don't want no criminals bothering her. You know, she confided in me, Mark.
Huh?
And I don't think it would be a breach of trust if I told you. Yeah, she told me she stopped taking baths and showers 6-7 weeks at a time. And she says her piss-poor hygiene keeps the hyenas and the harassers at bay. So I guess there's something to wearing that red dress week after all, huh?
So she's picky, Joe?
Picky? No, she just devised a tactic to dial down the predators. She picky. Christ, Fusco noodled her. That jittery junkie, she bent over a bike rack, he slid it so far up her bingo, she screamed across the park like a Notre Dame seagull. Give her clothes to the Salvation Army. She ain't got enough money to be giving her clothes to the Salvation Army.
Lorraine has money, Joe.
She gets her SSI first of the month. Of course she got money.
No, Joe. I mean, Lorraine got money all the time, not just at the beginning of the month. She actually got a real job now.
Yeah, that depends. A real job. Changing people's poopy diapers. Don't let her swindle you, Marky. She can't even afford to feed her damn dog. Never mind herself. You seen that dog. He's sicker looking than she is.
Oh, Turf's a good dog, Joe.
It's a miserable fucking dog. Skin's all wrapped around his ribs. He looks like one of them creatures from the Star Wars. That dog's a pit bull, Marky. Should be built like a ball of muscle.
He used to be called Poco, but Lorraine named him Turf because he don't have enough grass to poop on. She says he already pooped on all of the grass in the complex and that sometimes she feels so sorry for him that she lets him take a poop right on the kitchen floor.
Yeah, I seen her kitchen floor. It's gross.
That ain't fair. Turf has to go on Lorraine's floor just because there ain't enough grass for him to poop on, Joe. It ain't natural for a dog to have to go on the floor. There ought to be more grass for dogs to poop on.
There ought to be more grass for people to wipe the dog shit off their shoes with, Mark. Never mind more grass for dogs to shit on. You see these shoes? You see these? Jimmy gave me these shoes free from the Salvation Army. And if I ever step in Lorraine's dog shit in these shoes, I'm going to kick his skinny bindle of bones right out the freaking kitchen window.
She got a really nice place anyway, Joe. 3 rooms, not including the bathroom.
Big deal. I got a room and a bathroom right down the hall.
I only go over to her place to clean, Joe. You should see her and trying to get her to clean the place, Joe. She's going crazy trying to clean the room. She just can't do it. I like to help her dust when I'm there because she got all those porcelain dolls all over the coffee table and dressers. She got a whole collection of yellow swans with red beaks all lined up on her dresser, and she calls them the Swan family, Joe. She got names for all of them, too. One time, I was there, and she bent my ear over for an hour telling me the whole freaking family history of the Swanee family, Joe. She told me a story for every one of the porcelain swans.
He's whack.
She's all right, Joe.
He's a manual release technician.
Oh, Joe.
Lorraine Lester's probably getting down with the mayor, for Christ's sake.
Getting down on the mayor. That's funny, Joe. She's getting down on the mayor.
Peddling her goods in and out of her house day and night. She's gonna get knocked up again, have another AIDS baby.
Lorraine's never told me she got a kid. She's got a kid, Joe?
Kid's dead.
Kid's dead?
That's right. You stay clear of her. Who knows what you'll catch dust in her house. She gave it to that 10-4 good buddy, JD, too.
That means anybody's been with Lorraine can get it?
Hell no, Mark. I've been with her, but I'm safe. I'm not stupid. I use the plastic bags. I always use a cover.
How do you know all this, Joe?
I know because I keep my eyes and my ears open. Fusco got AIDS from the needle. Everyone knows that. He still spends his time monkeying around down at the shooting gallery, recycling his rig. It's like what we used to say in the Merchant Marines, Mark. You don't dock your dick if you don't want it to stick.
I get it, Joe.
Yeah, you get it. Fusco got it, too.
Well, wait, I thought Fusco came clean.
Fusco, clean. When farts get bottled for air freshener. You mentioned dope and that junkie's head spins around like a fair-right magnet. And he'll drop to his knees to please, too. He's cracking up. He's gonna be a rock star, him and Junkie John. He passed it on to Lorraine, and she turned that on to the Bull Dyke Mac driving JD. I seen that 2 nights ago with my own eyes. I should have been down in the Whaley kitchen today for lunch, Marky. I told that infected butch off.
Graveyard slowly is waking up and sits up, listening to Joe.
What did she do, Joe?
She called me a liar, but I ain't no liar. She just scared to face the truth. She got the high five and she knows it.
JD ain't scared of nothing.
Oh yeah, Graveyard? Then why'd she run off, her head gushing blood?
That's a lie, Joe. JD never run from you in her life.
You don't know crapola, Graveyard. You were too busy stuffing your face with turkey. She's scared, Mark.
So what did she say, Joe? Was she denying it?
Or she was denying it. JD said she'd never been with Lorraine in her life.
You don't believe her, do you?
No way. I seen them both scissor kicking 2 nights ago.
So did she come at you, Joe?
She come at me all right. I held her off with a cane till I get a good shot on her. Boom! Right on her head. She come at me a second time. I get her with the rubber tip in the ribs. That's when I noticed the blood, Mark.
Oh, Jesus, Joe, you drew blood?
Damn right I did. That's what scared me though, Marky. She got all that virus swimming around in her blood. I stepped back from her. I said, I don't want any of your disease. Take your virus with you. Get far away, you infected monster, you. Skittered off holding her head. She knew.
You're lying, gossiping. Stop lying.
Screw you, stop lying. I ain't lying, Graveyard.
Why don't you tell Mark here some of the truth?
Oh yeah, and what's that?
That JD, Jillian Davis, would have played your head like a box of crackers if I hadn't come between you.
That's big bullshit, Graveyard. Quit covering up for her. I beat her down and you know it.
You know, ever since you got that replacement hip, Joe, you think you can take on the whole world. You should be careful, man, who you start talking about, Joe.
Oh, you're full of it, Graveyard. You'd probably be getting busy with Lorraine, too, if you could only get your hydraulics to work.
Yeah, and what about you, Joe?
About me, Graveyard.
You ever over at Lorraine playing Pokemon, Joe?
Yeah, that's right, Graveyard. But I'm not some funky fool junkie like Fusco pumping dead sperms down Lorraine's. I take the necessary precautions.
Well, you better start taking the necessary precautions around JD because she about to have it with you.
You don't know shit about nothing, Graveyard.
You calling me a liar, Joe?
I ain't calling you nothing. I'm telling you, you don't know shit.
Whatever you say, Joe. Whatever you say.
So what do you know, Graveyard?
Not much. I know a good piece of deep fry when I see one.
Liar.
Now you calling me a liar, Joe?
That's right. What are you going to do about it?
Not much to do about it.
See that? You're scared. You don't need no chin check, Graveyard. You need a gut check. You see, Mark? Scared, just like your partner. Goddamn gutless.
You calling me a chicken, Joe?
Hell yeah, look at you. You're eating your own kind, too.
Oh, that's enough. That's enough.
Well, then let's go, chicken. Step up to the bench. I'll kick a bone right out of your neck.
My brother cut my mother and I wished his ass away.
Well, I ain't your brother.
Lucky for you.
Quit the bullshit. Let's go.
The moment the bone cleaver left Graveyard's hand, he knew his life was changed forever. The heavy gray steel flew in a circular end-over-end blur, and it buried itself between the shoulder blades of the young man who had just robbed his quaint little deli. The rectangular cleek sunk in with a familiar sound that Graveyard heard many times before, though it was always as it entered beef flank or pork shank or chicken breast, not human flesh. As a proud small business owner, Graveyard wasn't about to give up the register, even if he was threatened at gunpoint by the boy. He'd worked too many hours and paid too many dues to create his dream, a neighborhood-friendly deli. Graveyard catches up with the fallen teen only 500 feet from his store to find him gasping, choking, and crying out, "Why? Why did you do this? Help me." In agony, Graveyard stands over the boy and watches him wheeze and heave until he loses consciousness. The police arrive, guns drawn, screaming for Graveyard to get to the ground, get on the ground. And he does so, and they brutally cuff him and then whisk the injured boy to the hospital, and Graveyard is taken into custody. The young man, all of 14, is revived in the emergency room and within days is told he may never walk again. Graveyard is charged with and convicted of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Once he became the chaser and not the one being chased, once he left the premises of his store, he was no longer considered just a victim of robbery, but was also now considered an assailant responsible for the young man's grievous injuries. Graveyard survived Vietnam fairly intact, but he couldn't endure his incarceration with the same strength. And after serving a 7-year bid in a state prison, he's released, given a $20 bill and a bus ticket. With no support services in place and no real place or job to return to, his store was repossessed by the bank and the front door of his house was taken off the frame when they evicted his wife, now ex-wife. Graveyard surrenders his pride and finds unsavory work as a laborer in a brush factory, after which he gains employment as a gravedigger, hence the nickname.
You sad sucker. You don't know who you're dealing with.
I'm dealing with an asshole.
Case signed, 1972. Wetting profits. I shot a man,
He's on my...
his wife, and 2 children.
Let's go!
Graveyard and Joe lunge at one another. They're locked in each other's grips, growling and struggling. JD rushes in, gets in between them, and splits the two apart. She stands between them, gripping them each other by the collar and yells.
Hey! What in God's name are you doing, Joe?
This is none of your business, JD. Butt out.
Man, this motherfucker Joe, you're throwing down, JD.
No, you're not.
Look. There it is. You see it, Mark? There's blood on her head. Look. There it is.
I had a little problem with Gabby, Joe.
Liar. I done that with my cane.
He's saying he blooded your head with his cane.
You bloodied my head, Joe?
That's right. And there's the blood to prove it, JD.
Now, why would you go and do this, Joe?
You keep your disease to yourself.
Disease, Joe?
Your AIDS. Your little tutu, your cupcake. The JJ, your coochie cooter. It's gonna fall off, JD.
Really? Really, Joe?
Yeah, really, JD. I seen you overnighting it with Lorraine, Jillian, 2 nights ago. Both of you, bumper to bumper. You were rolling out your tar paper in front of the mayor's office. Mayor came down himself, threw your tail in jail, and she ate all your sandwiches. So go pitch a tent somewhere else, JD.
No, Joe. You're the one with the disease.
Bullshit, JD.
You got all kinds of sickness, Joe. You've been talking all kinds of mess about Busco and Lorraine, me and Lorraine. Face it, Joe. Maybe everybody's doing it with Lorraine.
I ain't doing it with Lorraine.
I'm not either, JD. Mm-mm.
Oh, really, Mark? You can't be that stupid, Joe. Why don't you ask Mark what he does when he's with Lorraine, Joe?
I help her clean her apartment.
That's right. You helps her clean her apartment.
Yeah, Joe? He's cleaning, all right. He's over there all the time, and he's cleaning up.
Screw you, JD. Screw you.
What's the matter, Joe? You worried? You worried about what Mark's got going on over there? Go on, Mark. Tell him. Tell him how you clean up when you're over there.
I just cleaned the place.
You don't gotta say nothing, Mark.
Why not? You already know, Joe?
He don't know trash from the truth, JD.
What the hell with you, Graveyard?
No, the hell with you, Joe.
I had enough of your squawking.
Joe rushes Graveyard and JD intercepts him, grabs him by the collar and yells in Joe's face.
Shut your mouth, Joe! Shut your mouth! Now ask Mark!
What?
You ask Mark to tell you the truth.
All right, JD. You want to know? Go on, Mark. Tell her. Tell her how you clean up when you go over there. You're cleaning up over there.
That's right, Joe. I'm cleaning up.
Yeah, he likes to dust at Lorraine's.
Yeah, JD, all over her figurines.
Cleaning up. So there's
Joe breaks away from JD.
That's the truth. You Lowlife. Animal. Jillian. Davis.
You really want to know the truth, Joe?
Yeah, go on.
Well, Joe, Lorraine got this friend, Jeannie.
She, Jeannie?
Jeannie.
Yeah, I know Jeannie.
Well, I got this crush on Jeannie and was asking Lorraine if she'd help me in getting to know Jeannie. You know, get Jeannie to be receptive to me and just like kind of teach me. And sometimes she'd kiss me.
You kissed Jeannie?
No, I kiss Lorraine, but like movie kisses though, Joe. Like fake kisses, Hollywood kisses, and sometimes she showed me how to touch her, but we never did nothing. Lorraine and me, we never
Touched her?
just like holding hands and brushing her hair because I got a crush on Jeannie and stuff like that, Joe. Just pretending she was Jeannie and then she was making believe and I was you, and I didn't want to bring it up to you about me and Lorraine because I thought you'd get the wrong idea, and I know you like Lorraine, and I thought.
What the hell are you talking about? I like Lorraine. I never said nothing like that.
I know you never say nothing like that. No, you never said that, but she did.
What?
Lorraine's been telling me all kinds of things. She's always telling me how you romance her, Joe, and I should be bringing her flowers. I should be bringing her gifts. Bring her coffee the way she likes it, the way you do. Pick up her prescriptions and cigarettes. Prescriptions and cigarettes and scratch-off tickets. Scratch-off tickets. Mm-hmm. I thought if I showed love to someone, then maybe someone would love me back. She even told me to call her Rainey like you do, Joe. And she called me JoJo like she calls you. So I could get it right for Jeannie.
The fuck?
But I never said nothing because I knew how you felt about Lorraine. And I thought you think I was lying, which I wasn't. You think I wasn't being truthful, which I was. And you get mad at me. I thought you wouldn't want to hang out no more.
No one wants to play with Mark or hang out with him. He's different, indifferent. He's difficult, and he's tedious and tiring. Mark struggles to make friends, and he struggles to maintain friends. Sounds like remarks on a report card, and it is. And almost every report card Mark received reads like this. Being an only child and a trust fund kid, Mark spent his entire childhood shuffled between boarding schools, asylums, and private facilities where he learned how to manipulate his surroundings to survive. Now only in his 20s, his boyish looks are rapidly changing. His skin is becoming pocked and graveled, his hair is thinning, and his ability to concentrate is shot due to years of being overly medicated, constant analysis, and the occasional electroshock therapy. No one seems to care about or honor any of this except Joe. Joe listens. Joe empathizes. Joe sympathizes. And Joe encourages Mark to tap into his inner terror and resist and to deny the potential of ever being a balanced being. Mark values Joe's daily counsel and tutoring, and he is torn between his conscience and his desire to please everyone and to fit in by practicing being a human in a way that the institutions kept him from learning. Wrestling with his sexuality, his instincts, his intimacy, he attempts to craft and piece together a personality from his housemates, inmates, fellow patients, and peers, to the bums and gypsies, stick-up boys, and streetwalkers. Mark revels in exploring the camaraderie and fellowship out here in the salacious carnival that is the street. And he is always sure to make it back into the group home, where he's been placed for now, before his evening curfew bed check. This is the domain where Mark can employ what he learns on the bench, his tricks, taps, trouble, and treachery.
Well, you're right, Mark. I don't want to hang out no more.
You serious, Joe?
Dead ass serious. Dead ass!
It's simple then, Joe. You can quit denying it.
It ain't that simple, Jillian. I know who's been with Lorraine. That's no government secret.
Well, Joe, you cast a fat shadow, you know? So why do you keep your mouth shut and quit fucking annihilating things?
You don't want to know why, JD.
Oh, yeah, Joe, I do. You know why? Because you got flexing proven problems, and I'm fucking tired of you violating everybody.
You don't know. Ever since Fusco took Lorraine down under that underpass, I knew it was over between her and me. Stuck it in her. You give her to the ninja, you gave it to me too. And in that hospital, I took her to the emergency room and I stood by and I rubbed that little baby's back. They wouldn't let me in because I couldn't prove I was next to kin. So I rubbed my fingers against the glass until they went cold. Back and forth, JD. Back and forth till it perished. 6 months ago, today.
Wow, graveyard. See? There is love under that nuclear wasteland where his heart used to be.
And they killed my seed. They killed my kid.
You're tripping, Joe. Your kid, your old lady,
My old lady's dead, JD. My kid's dead.
everybody's dead.
Yeah.
Joe, everybody is dead.
Thank you.
Well, I ain't dead, JD. I ain't dead, JD. I ain't dead, motherfuckers. You think you dead, Joe? You think you dead? You barnacle-brained bastard? You ain't dead. You've been jumping from pillar to post all your life, man, sailing from port to port, and now you want to settle down and get the woman. Well, go get the woman. Get yourself over to Lorraine's house and tell her how you feel. I mean, go on and hijack yourself from yourself for a second and listen to what I'm saying, Joe. Be a man, Joe. Tell her how and tell her what you think. Huh, Joe? Don't doubt around. Don't doubt around. Be a man for a change, you blank-ass motherfucker.
Quit messing around, graveyard.
Ain't nobody messing around here, Joe. Go on. Go on. Be a man.
I'll be a man, graveyard. I'll be a man before you make boy.
Be a man. 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 Be a man.
All right. Enough.
Joe slowly walks away towards Lorraine's house. He takes a longer than usual route and passes by the East River. He stops on the promenade and looks out over the cold, gray water, contemplating its depth. After a few minutes, he moves on, and within a few blocks, he finds himself standing under Lorraine's second-story apartment window. He lightly yells her name and sees the light on in her bedroom window. She lets him in.
Lorraine, it's Joey. Open the door, buzz me in.
What are you doing here, Joe?
I got something for you, Rainey. I got something for you.
You got something for me, Jojo, huh? You got something for me, huh?
She shocks him and grabs his crotch. She's rough at it as she attempts to arouse him.
Hey, Rainey, no. Easy, huh?
Huh, Joe? You got something for me?
He grabs her by the wrist and pulls her hand away from his groin slowly, gingerly. He guides it up to her face and lets it go. Gently, he puts his fingertips on her face, tracing her cheekbones and jawline.
You're all right.
I'm a lady, all right?
That's right. You're a lady.
Pretty lady.
Yeah. Pretty lady.
That's right.
You got nice skin, Lorraine.
You like my face?
Yeah, it's real pretty.
You like to touch it?
Yeah.
Don't touch me. Touch me.
Soft.
My skin?
Yeah. Smooth.
You really like it?
Yeah, I really like it.
You like the teeth marks?
Those are teeth marks?
Yeah.
I thought those were beauty marks.
They are. You like them?
Yeah.
Kiss me.
They kiss. It becomes sloppy, hard to look at. Lorraine grabs Joe by the crotch again.
No, Lorraine, no, stop. Lorraine, I say some rotten things, but it don't gotta be like this no more.
Oh, no, Jojo. I'm Lorraine the Drain. That's what you call me, remember?
Oh, no, not today. No more. You're my Lorraine. You're my Rainy. You're my rainy day girl on a sunny day.
No, Joe, I'm not. I'll show you what I am.
No, Rainy, you ain't gotta show me nothing.
Yeah, Joey, I do, and you need to see it. It's like this with Marky. He's always gentle. Oh, Lorraine, this isn't what I thought I was going to be doing today.
Lorraine, please, stop.
And
Stop.
then there's JD. Easy, girl. It's tender. It's tender. Yeah, like a black and blue sirloin tender. She's rough, Joe. She's brutal.
Stop, Lorraine. Stop.
And then there's Graveyard. Well, hello, pretty pussy. Papa Cat's here, ready to get up and get down on some cat chow.
All right, stop, Lorraine. That's it. It's not you, Lorraine.
I'm sorry, Joey, baby. Let's just face it, we're both up Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, and we can be each other's paddles, Lorraine.
You see how it's been. And you still want to hang out tonight.
Yes. Today's the day. I want to make it right, Rainey. I want to make you happy. I want to change our world, you and me. I feel like I'm in a different place. I can't locate myself. I like it.
You like it.
Yes. I want to make you content, Lorraine.
I got contempt for your content.
We had a kid, Rainey.
I had a kid.
It was still ours.
It was stillborn, Joe.
You had a name, Lorraine. You told me you wouldn't tell me its name.
I told you I wouldn't tell you his name.
It was a he.
He was a he.
He was a he. Huh. Please, Rainey, tell me my name.
Daniel.
Daniel. Could have been a Danny. Would have been a Danny.
Daniel.
I can feel him, Rainey.
You got feelings, Joe?
Maybe I do.
Come here, baby. Come here. Oh, come here, baby. You like this feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jojo really like that, huh, Joe?
Yeah, Lorraine, I love it, Rainey.
Well, that's all I got for you, Joey. That's all I got for you. Take it or leave it. Because there ain't no feeling left here. It's dead. I am dead.
I ain't dead, Lorraine. I ain't dead. I love you, Lorraine. I love you. I love you. I never loved nothing more in my life than you.
Acta non verba. Deeds, not words. Acta non verba, that is the Merchant Marine dictum, and it is something that Joe once lived by and almost was killed by when he was an officer in the Merchant Marines. In the early morning of October 26, 1961, a Merchant Marine break bulk cargo ship, the SS Dolly Turman, was sailing on the fringes of the Super Typhoon Betty in the Pacific Ocean when it received a distress call from a Japanese vessel, and the Turman was dispatched to assist. The Japanese ship had hit an object and was so severely damaged the crew was forced to abandon ship. Joe was one of the 10 crew members of the SS Dolly Turman who was manned a lifeboat and fought the raging Betty to reach the crippled vessel and rescue the crew before the ship exploded and sank. All of the Turman crew were given citations for their efforts, and Joe was singled out for his bravery and courage. And he disregarded that he had broken his leg during the rescue and continued on until the last Japanese sailor was safe. For this, Joe was awarded the Gallant Ship Citation Ribbon, a very rare and highly respected honor. Today, Joe lives in a Section 8 SRO single room occupancy with a toilet and a shower down the hall. His adventures in life peak every 2 weeks with a 40-minute bus ride to his post office box to pick up his veterans' medical benefits, his pension, and his Social Security check. Joe has enough to live a simple life with a hot plate, mini fridge, and a black and white TV with built-in AM/FM radio and a bathroom down the hall. For Joe, life is a slow, anonymous march to the grave and monotony on shore, considering he was once hailed as an American hero.
Shh. It ain't love, Joe. It's just jealous jizz. That's all it is. And now you're making my stomach buckle, so get out of here, Joe.
Wait.
Joe reaches into his coat.
Lorraine, I brought this for you.
He pulls out the heart that was given to him earlier that day.
You bought this for me?
Yes. No. Well, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't bought it. I brought it. Give me a shot, Lorraine. You give us a shot.
Why should I, Joe? Because you brought me a bunch of candies and a heart?
Well, it ain't a bunch of candies, Lorraine.
What?
It's empty. They all fell out. It's just a pretty heart like you.
Joe, what good's a heart without anything sweet in it? I already got that.
I brought you my heart, Rainey. My feelings for you.
I left my feelings in a pan in the emergency room, Joe.
Lorraine, I know it's gonna sound corny. But I'm getting down on my bended knee with my heart in my hand.
I'm not sure I can handle what's in your heart, Joe.
What can you handle?
Lorraine dismissed her last class of the day with great satisfaction in knowing that she had made an impact on her students. Her fierce and energetic teaching approach was the hallmark of her class. Unfortunately, that same passion and fiery connection was used against her by one of her students. The junior high school principal met her at her car with 2 police detectives and walked her back into the school cafeteria and into an interrogation. She had no warning that a 16-year-old boy accused her of fondling and molesting him. But the boy, angry at Lorraine for not passing him in the first semester, had made the whole thing up. His accusations launched a soul-crushing 3-year legal battle, and Lorraine was forced into exile from her school, her neighbors, her friends, and her family. Demoralized and paralyzed by the possibility of spending up to 30 years in a state penitentiary, Lorraine found relief with a hit of crack one night, and that sent her into a 5-year odyssey of drug addiction, alcoholism, prostitution, and ultimately getting infected with HIV. And even after her vindication and acquittal, she had over $100,000 in unpaid legal fees, which the school refused to pay, though by law they were obligated to reimburse employees who were cleared of wrongdoing on the job. Then, one afternoon, while buying a pack of cigarettes, a 1 in a million last chance found her. One of her least inspired pupils recognized her and stopped to tell her how she had changed his life, that her passion for literature sent him into the great abyss of reading for hours on end, and her devotion to building excitement around learning saved him. And he loves the work he does, teaching disabled children in a school just around the corner. The interaction jolted her, shocked her, knocked her out of her numbness, and reminded her that she was once a good person and that all humans have the capacity to be pure, self-loving, and that the Lorraine we see now, the one that gets discussed on this bench, she's been clean and sober for 1 full year. She got licensed as a nurse's aide and is devoted to nurturing the little bit of life that she still has left inside of her by working with the elderly in a senior center. Lorraine continues to smoke cigarettes. She continues to swear like a sailor or merchant marine. She still maintains various relationships with certain men from her past, sharing food with them, and from time to time, affection. Always reaching back with hope. 1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the future. She continues to battle her illness related to her HIV transmission, and she steadfastly believes that there still exists a hero in Joe, waiting to embrace a full life again. Acta non verba.
Rainey, what can you handle? What do you want?
Can you come back tomorrow? Maybe I'll know tomorrow, Joe.
Tomorrow?
Maybe.
Would you call me Daniel?
Daniel.
Lorraine,
What?
I ain't dead. I ain't dead.
Good night, Daniel.
Good night, Lorraine.
Joe leaves Lorraine and makes a beeline back to the bench. This time, he doesn't stop by the river. He arrives and eyes the crew and approaches with reverence.
All you guys.
Joe, did you see her?
Yeah, I saw her.
Joe? You all right, Joe?
Don't call me that. Call me Daniel. My name is Daniel.
Oh, okay. Hi, Danny. Hey, Danny. You okay?
Daniel! Daniel.
Okay, Daniel. You all right, Daniel?
He's all right. Daniel's all right. Hey, anyone want a cigarette?
Yeah. Give me one of them Lucy's. I'm gonna have a smoke to my man Joe here. I mean, Daniel. Your man now.
Gabby gave me 3 cartons today. He's all right sometimes, as long as you give him the right look.
I ain't dead. I ain't dead.
This bench is one of thousands and thousands of benches with thousands and thousands of stories to tell, where people come to lunch break, to love make, to sit with a friend, or to be alone and heal, to mend. Oh, it's no longer 1987. It's present time, October 20th, 10th, 2020. That's right, we are no longer in 1987. AIDS still exists, but has been made manageable for better or for worse. The stigmas still sting, but they've been eased. Homeless numbers have blown up to over 500,000 people in the United States. 1/4 of them are children. Over 50,000 US veterans. And yet, there's still hope. Thanks to people coming to places like this, where we listen, share, leave with more care and with the inspiration to spread our wings, to soar and transform our world. Because from the Big Apple to the City of Angels and everywhere in between, angels struggle to fly when people are living solo. The end.